Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the greatest known show in the known Molly universe.
What's happening, bitches?
Show. What goddamn aggressive, Eddie? Aggressive. I'm Ashley Lamprey. That's my boy, my brother from another mother, Eddie Law, the motherfucking keyboard warrior. It was a fun fucking weekend. I enjoyed the entire card of UFC 220. I didn't watch all the Bellator. I only caught the highlights. But I'll be completely honest with you. It was pretty fucking good with UFC 220 from top to bottom, considering the card wasn't exactly stacked.
Yeah, and sometimes we get lucky like this, right? Or the UFC gets lucky like this, I guess. They put us cards where everyone's just like, yeah, this card's gonna suck. And it turns out it's not that bad. I'm assuming Dana went in there with a fucking, rally the troops speech. Like, everybody says this card's gonna suck. All right. I'm Dana fucking White. I don't do shitty cards. You fuckers better fucking perform shit.
Get your shit together, guys.
Yeah. I mean, he did that after for the Joe Soto Dillashaw card. Was it 170, 171, whatever it was? Whichever one didn't get canceled. Where Joe Soto stepped in, he gave him that speech, and that card was pretty fire. So
I enjoyed it from top to bottom, to be honest with you. There's some vicious knockouts, some great fights. Grappling reigns supreme.
Like a motherfucker.
Co-main and the main event. Let's just start with the co-main event to start with, and we'll talk about DC. What were your thoughts on the fight, just in general? We'll start with that.
DC Ozdemir, look, man, that's a fight we expected. That's almost exactly what we expected would happen. DC's gonna have to fucking what do they call it? Fucking I hate the saying, but I say it all the time. The storm thing.
Weather the storm.
Thank you. He's gonna have to weather the storm. Dumbest saying ever, but I fucking say it all the time. He's gonna have to weather the storm, dude, and fucking then get the takedown and just fucking do what he does. Look, it's a DC fight. That was DC against White Rumble.
Yeah.
Basically, Ozdemir looked lost as shit. I have never seen two guys look so lost in the ground in the UFC in a long time as we did with Ozdemir and Francis Ngannou. I mean, fuck. I was watching him like, okay, you got to do this, you got to do that shit. The stuff that I've learned, and I'm sure you've learned in jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, and in the wrestling class that I've taken. And then this dude was like confused like what to do. Ozdemir tried to hip escape over and over and over again. Here's the genius part: DC had Ozdemir's left leg hooked with his right leg. So anytime that fucking leg tried to post, DC would just little adjustment about that big of an adjustment, literally that big of an adjustment, and stop his fucking hip escape or any kind of escape. So 100%, look, all the props to DC, but Ozdemir, man.
The thing is, though, is Ozdemir did look pretty good in the first couple of minutes. He was stuffing takedowns. He was pushing him away. He was landing a few shots. And I'm not by any means a DC fan at all, in the slightest. I don't think he's. I think this. I always say there's question marks and asterisks next to certain things that he's achieved. That's just my opinion. Some of them can't be helped. Some of them I still judge. But with that same thing said, the shots that Ozdemir was landing, I did feel that they were catching DC a little bit, and I was like, whoa, he's stuffing the takedowns as well for the most part. At the beginning, I was like, maybe this is one of those ones where we finally see, Father Time, it's caught up with DC. But then DC just went into, full embrace the grind and took him down and just worked him out. It was very similar, and I know obviously I'm not comparing the ground game of Ozdemir to the person I'm going to mention, but it reminded me very much so of Matt Hughes versus Gracie.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. No, here's the thing too, though, and I was thinking about what you said right about stuffing takedowns, because I thought this during the fight, right before the second round started. This is what I thought. Okay, was Ozdemir stuffing takedowns, or was DC letting up? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
Because to me, it looked like DC was like doing this reaching, grabbing shit. So he'd have an underhook, or he'd have an underhook. Ozdemir would grab his overhook, and then with the other hand, the free hand, DC would just reach. He wouldn't drop. You know what I mean? He didn't drop. He didn't drop to a knee, try to go for a single or a double. He would just reach, and Ozdemir would kick his legs out like, oh shit, and then DC would just back up and start throwing hands again. I think DC just said, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with this kid's head. I'm gonna make him think he's doing good and everything. Make him just go balls out, try to finish me, and I'm gonna fuck him up.
Oh,
that's just what I saw.
DC did get caught a few times in that.
Oh no, hey, DC was gambling. That was a gamble, but it fucking worked.
I'll say this: DC's a tough dude. When it comes to taking shots, he definitely took a few that I was just like,
and he gave a few too. That was
oh
crazy.
yeah,
part.
for sure, definitely.
I thought Ozdemir got hurt like a couple times, at least once.
Maybe once on the stand up, but I think as soon as he went to the ground, then it was literally like you just took off the legs and it was game over. To be quite honest with you, a lot of people have been kind of swaying now to being pro DC. I'm still not convinced. Because again, like I said, what I've previously said about the same.
I have a theory about that.
But go on.
Ozdemir is not American.
Oh yeah, facts.
I know that's why they were cheering DC in Boston. Ozdemir is not American. The only non-American that would cheer in Boston would be Conor McGregor. Fair?
Yeah, facts.
Okay, think about it. So let's go back to when Jose Aldo was the king, or Fabricio Verdum or JDS were champions, or RDA was a champion, or even Cyborg was whatever. Whenever Cyborg fought in Brazil, Uva Mohe, you're gonna die, Uva Mohe, all that shit over and over again. People here would get pissed off, right? Because then a Colby Covington loses his mind, a Chael Sonnen loses his mind, or promotes and starts talking mad shit about Brazil, right? And people were like, "Well, I can't believe we're talking shit about Brazil." And the other people would be saying like, "Well, they're telling him he's gonna fucking die." So fast forward to now, here you get chance at USA. Even if it's an undercard fighter, we're talking like a 3-0 undercard guy who happened to have a couple of like crazy finishes, and the UFC was just like, yeah, fuck it, bring him on, right? And he happens to be from, I don't know, the Middle East. Those UFC chants are a guarantee, okay? That's what's happening now. Everyone here is just taking the sides of, okay, this is our guy from our country against someone from another country. If it was DC against John Jones, do you hear one DC cheer outside of his family? Bro, I mean, come on, man. Right? That's what it was. It was the fact that Ozdemir is not American. That's literally it. That's to me, that's what it was. So I don't buy all this now. It's everyone's pro DC bullshit. I don't buy it at all. Okay. And yeah, did he bring some fans on? For sure. I've been on the DC bandwagon since the start. I'm a fan of DC. I've been on that shit. But I realized they were like, dude, let's go DC. And I was like, yo, if he was fighting John Jones, if he was fighting who was the 205 that's American that I can't even think of right now? Whoever.
There's barely any nowadays.
Exactly. But another 205 that's American. You're not getting those DC chants, bro. You're just not. I mean, especially if it's like a northeastern boy. Like, it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? So I think people need. It's just the weirdest thing. I don't really care. I didn't get offended by it because I don't give a fuck, Yeah. But it was interesting to notice it, right? And I was talking to people that are from that area. I'm just like, you think that's what's happening? And they're like, oh, fuck yeah, dude.
It's just weird seeing it all on social media as well. Everybody's like started to turn the corner and started going like DC is like the greatest, or DC is arguably the greatest. Where is your as far as that we throw around the term GOATs now. I'm not gonna. It's the one of two questions that I'm going to ask you.
Yeah.
Does he make the top 5 for you as far as overall GOATs? And the second question, do you feel that DC is the light heavyweight GOAT now?
Ooh, it's a damn. In context,
this is all based on what we have.
Sure, yeah. But this is going into my point. The sport is still very young, right? Like, we can't talk LeBron is a GOAT because of me. Oh, wait, Mike Jordan, bro. What the fuck? Mike did it. Mike did that shit. He did better.
Hell.
We don't have that right now, right? In MMA. Fair? I mean, I think more or less fair enough. As far as the greatest light heavyweight, and I hate to say it, there's always going to be an asterisk to DC. Because it'd be like, my answer is yes, he is. Asterisk, because John Jones fucked his whole life up. You know what I'm saying?
Do we even include that, though, considering he lost to DC with no strings attached to it?
What do you mean?
So, obviously, the second time, obviously, knocked out DC, regardless of it being in the record books or not. That one can be struck. We can wipe that out because, obviously, there's question marks.
It never happened.
It never happened in context. But the first fight did, and he dominated that first fight. So we have seen them compete against each other.
Yeah.
So it's like you're saying, like with context, you could say DC greatest light heavyweight of all time. Asterisk because John Jones fucked himself. But before John Jones fucked himself, John Jones beat DC. No if, buts, or maybes. No steroids. No nothing.
For sure. But then we have to accept the MMA math. So of sorts. I mean, like, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, he's the one guy that beat DC. So you could say it's like, well, that was that one guy. You know what I mean? Who
also beat a lot of other big names as well.
Oh, he beat everybody. He had a couple of W's he probably should have not gotten, but whatever. And it's like certainly that we can agree that he should be undefeated, right? We can agree on that.
Yeah,
100%. Should be undefeated. Totally should be undefeated. But I think you have taken where we're at today, right this second. Yeah. It's got to be DC just for the fact that that's the only guy he lost to. But I mean, like, how do you call John Jones the greatest light heavyweight of all time? He's not fighting. He's not being able to say he can't compete.
But it's that same thing of like prior to John Jones, a lot of people would have said like maybe Chuck Liddell, maybe Randy Couture. You could throw in there for a name.
People threw both of those guys in there. Probably more. Honestly, I heard more Liddell's than I heard Couture.
Yeah, I think this is purely for light heavyweight I'm referring to.
Sure.
But I don't know, because you could question a few fights that DC had. That did he win them the same way? You could say, and both of them were ironically to the same person.
Honestly, yeah. The only fight that I can think of that I thought he lost was a Gus fight,
and that's the only fight that I thought that John Jones has lost.
Exactly. So, which, if we go to MMA math, you're like, look, man, if they both lose the same guy, I think Gus the greatest. That's what you gotta love that about MMA math.
But then when you finally put that all to rest, and you put one person has fought against the same person, and that being DC fought against John Jones, and John Jones fought against DC, and one of them won.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. That you know what? This is gonna be a subject of discussion forever if John Jones doesn't come back. That being said, if DC, which I think is going to happen, I think the last fight for DC is going to be Gus too.
Yeah.
Okay. If he can beat Gus again, but I mean, like, without any controversies, anything being close, he could finish, especially if he could finish him. But he could beat him, but I mean, beat him. How do you not say he's the greatest? You know what I mean? I think it's tough.
I guess.
Because it's like you could say, like, look, he decisively beat Gus. He beat him twice. Jones beat him once. We thought Gus beat him. You know, so it's a weird discussion we're gonna have forever. I think, excuse me, within the next 10+ years, someone else is gonna come in and we're gonna forget all about DC and Jones. Honestly,
I don't think you'll forget about John Jones because he's the wasted potential. So he'll always be the greatest of all time because of what he did and then the self-destruction. It's like the Mike Tyson. Everybody always says Mike Tyson is the one of. You could argue. I know a lot of people. Right. But some people consider Mike Tyson the greatest heavyweight boxer of all time.
Sure.
If he didn't fuck himself. Like,
sure. I think Jones.
That context.
I just think with time, Jones is going to be that tragic fucking story, man. Just like you were saying, that wasted potential, tragic story of a guy who we question whether or not he competed clean. I think people question that for sure. So we don't even know if he could compete clean or not. You know what I mean? He could have gotten away with some shit. He could not. Who knows, right? But he definitely fucked himself over with either, you could say, with ignorance or malicious intent. Who knows?
What about the greatest of all time conversation? Where do you rate DC? Does he get into your top 5 at all, or does he just not make the cut?
I think he's just outside. I think he's like top 10.
See, this is the weird thing, and it's one of those weird questions because, and this is why we always do this with context, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever you look at the greatest of all time questions, it has to be really put not just of what have you done lately, but what other people did in other times, what was around there and then. And for me, DC might get a top 10, top 15.
Yeah.
I put him around there because I think there's so many other people that did so much more. But the thing is, though, is John Jones makes my top 10. John Jones makes my top 5.
I think John Jones slowly starts falling out.
No, I'm just talking as it stands. As it currently
stands. As it stands?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, yeah. I'd say that.
Now, we'll move on.
That's a good conversation right there. Is who's your top 5? Because I can't even think of my top 5 right now.
As far as like top 5 greatest of all time fighters.
Yeah, because people will get mad at me for not putting Conor in there.
No, I'm not putting Conor in there. Even though I'm a massive fan, but there's no way that I'm putting him in there.
We can have that for another discussion. I feel like that one we could do an entire show on that shit.
Exactly. So Stipe, we'll move on to the main event. Stipe Miocic.
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou. Yeah. But I will say this. I will say this. Francis Ngannou, when he was able to land, and this was always the thing,
he landed.
Hurt Stipe. We saw Stipe shoot quicker than Conor did when he was fucking flagging when Nate hit him with that 1-2. Flagging. And he absolutely dove for that single leg. And I'm not saying I blame him, but I think experience showed. That was the biggest thing for me.
And we talk about that. You and I talk about that all the time. Every time we see a fight, we talk about the fight's coming up, whatever. I'm always like, yeah, you know that's Sage Northcutt looks really good, right? He looks real good, but so and so's got a lot of experience, and I always put weight on experience. You know what I mean? How do you know to shoot when you get rocked if you've never been rocked? You know what I mean? How do you know to do that? You don't, right? So yeah, dude, Stipe ate a whole lot of punches, but man, that was a game plan. Get on your bike, dude. Gas big boy out. Take him down repeatedly. By the way, for people to say, "Oh, can't," because I actually talked to like 2 idiots. Oh my god, I was getting mad. Like at work, I was like, "These two guys are towels." No.
Oh.
But this dude I was like talking to, he comes to my work all the time, and he's just like, "I can't believe that big dude just couldn't push him off of him." And I go, "Have you ever had 246 pounds plus on you, pressuring you, punching you in the face, and elbowing?" No, shut the fuck up. Okay, that was Ngannou was not getting.
Got him in side control, crucifixed him, and say, "Get up,
bro." 205 DC or like whatever weight DC was that night could have kept Ngannou down like that, even better probably. And that has to do a lot with skill. But I'm talking about people talk about his size, right? His weight. Okay, but it was impressive. And it was a little bit of vindication, a little bit of a fuck you to the UFC, the way they push stars that don't deserve it yet. Okay, because I was
Ngannou didn't. I think he did deserve it. Did Ngannou?
No. He deserved to push. He deserved a title shot for sure. No questions about that. But you're gonna push that guy a lot more than your champion. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Okay, did you watch all the countdowns and the embedded?
I saw a couple of the countdowns and I saw a lot of the promotion, and I understand that it was
most of the promotion. Yeah, most of the promotion was Stipe Miocic, baddest man on the planet, hard worker, blue collar guy. Yeah, but here comes this monster, Francis Ngannou, who's gonna fuck you up. Like it was like to me, it was Francis. It's Ngannou heavy.
But it's sell tickets. That's what it's about. Like I saw a lot of people going, like, I can't believe how much Joe Rogan's promoting Francis Ngannou, and he had Stipe,
and he should
sucking his dick a week before, and it's like whoa. You do know that they're in the business of selling tickets. Now, if you turn around and say this guy's the baddest man on the planet, if you turn around and say to me his challenger, he's all right, I suppose. It's kind of decent. He's got a bit of power. Kind of wrestle. You'd be like,
fair enough.
Well, I'm not gonna fucking watch that, am I? Whereas if you turn around and go, this is the scariest thing we have seen in the UFC in arguably 10, 15 years. I want to watch it.
But you've got. You look first, and I'm sure they know this already. Like I totally get that. So take it. Do what you got to do. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? But at the same time, you got to understand your champion might be a little salty about that. He might be a little upset. He might take that belt off your hands, give it to his coach, and let him put it on his waist.
I think that could be other people getting in his ear, in Stipe's ear. I also think that that's one of those moments where when you've just been through a brutal fight. It's instinct, and you might not want Dana White to put the belt on you because that might have been more than just the Dana White thing. Because I was thinking to myself, like it doesn't come from a big gym, like a well-known gym. Could it be that he wanted the iconic image, not to be Dana White stood behind him putting the belt on him? He wanted his coach, the iconic third record-breaking, record-setting heavyweight title defenses shattered by him. He wanted his coach to put it on him. There might have been some saltiness, don't get me wrong. But I'm thinking, could it be more of, no, this is the guy who's going to put the belt on me. This is since day one.
Do you remember a dunk LeBron James had? I think it was in Golden State. Yeah, it was in Golden State. It wasn't this last finals. It was one of the finals they lost. It might have been the last one where LeBron got a steal or there was a turnover. He gets the ball in the open court. Andre Iguodala is backpedaling to the basket, and LeBron goes up and dunks. But he didn't just dunk. He tried to rip the fucking backboard off the back, and he stares at Andre Iguodala like, "You motherfucker, get in my way again, bitch!" Like that emotion that you get in competition. Like, how fucking dare you try to stop me? I think Stipe had that same reaction. I think it was more reaction than it was premeditated. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he was like, all right, I'm going to beat this motherfucker's ass. Then I'm going to rip the belt out of his hands, give it to my coach. I think it was like, I'm exhausted. I just went through a fucking war with a giant that's supposed to kill me. Here comes this fucking guy that thought he was going to kill me. Emotional response. Keep it in mind. All right. Exactly. Emotional response. Like, give me that fucking belt. Fuck you. Give it to his coach. You put the belt on me. He goes, these guys can go fuck themselves. They all doubted me.
Exactly.
That being said, in the post-fight press conference, I don't know if you watched that or not.
I didn't see that. I'll be honest.
Okay, watch it and just look up the UFC post-fight press conference. Stipe, right? Because that's the only one that's really worth watching to me. No, and the DC one's worth watching. Believe me, the emotion that comes out of that man when he's talking about it is like, ooh, shit,
bruh.
Like hit you in the feels a little bit. But the Stipe one, he looks a little upset. He sounds a little upset. You know what I mean? So. You know, it's who knows? We're diving into his head, and we're probably completely wrong. But it's fun to think about because that those 15 seconds of give me that belt, give it to my coach, you put it on, can be broken down a million different ways.
I'm going to pose the same question to you that I posed for you for DC. Heavyweight GOAT and overall GOAT. Where are you placing him?
Oh man,
I know you're very very pro Kane here, but
I know. In all of MMA or in just UFC?
It's the GOAT list, just in overall the same way that we do for every the GOAT is the whole.
To me, the two, yeah. Look, man, people get mad when I say this shit to them. I don't give Fedor's fights a lot of credit.
Exactly.
I give them credit, but not a lot of credit. And hear me out. You tell me what you think about this comparison. In his day. He was in the same position that Cyborg is in now, where there's clearly a lack of skilled opponents. Not big opponents, not roid-heavy opponents, not guys that can knock you out one shot, but skilled heavyweights. There wasn't that many back then. You know what I mean?
No, they were all like light heavyweights going up to heavyweight.
Michael Crocop.
Rampage.
You know I mean? Rampage Jackson.
Chip Liddell, Overeem.
Exactly. You see, you get it. So I think Stipe is number one. He's taken out a lot of guys that are high level guys, former champions, all that. I think him and Kane are up there, like alone with Fedor, because you got to give Fedor the credit that the numbers are there. So yeah, I think Stipe will be number one, man. I think now that I think about it, it's kind of hard to argue. I mean, JDS, Verdun, the way he took out Verdun, damn. Ngannou, the next phenom, a phenom Ngannou, the Predator. You know what I mean?
All of them finishes apart from the Ngannou one. And I've kind of felt that he could have finished that fight as well.
I thought he was going to. There was a time when he was on his back and he was looking for the neck, and then he stopped. I think he was afraid that Ngannou was going to be able to like throw him over. But
I think he thought that Ngannou was going to turn on top of him.
And yeah, dude, yeah. Look, hey, Ngannou on his back, probably harmless at that point. Ngannou on top of you, that's fucked up. You don't want to do that either. So he played it smart. So yeah, he could have finished him. But I would say, dude, I'm excited about. Oh man, and if he was, man, if you can guarantee he was healthy, if you could book Stipe Kane, man.
Don't say that has to be the next fight either. The next
no. Next fight has to be. I think Kane needs to earn that one. I think Kane needs to win a fight, prove he's healthy, and that he's effective, and then you could talk about that. That being said, the UFC is going to try and make that Stipe Kane fight if they don't do the Stipe DC fight.
I think they do. They try to push for the Stipe DC fight, but I think that what they'll do is the Kane Verdum rematch. That's the only one that makes sense to me.
Verdum rematch?
Verdum versus Kane. So then we can decide who's going to be the number one contender.
Who did Verdum beat last that was like that even mattered?
And I forgot the last person that he beat, but I know he beat. He stepped in short notice, didn't he? And he got the armbar.
It was literally like a flow roll session for that dude.
Yeah,
But,
it really was.
Hunt, no, he fought Hunter. He replaced Hunt against
No, he didn't replace Hunt because Hunt got finished by Overeem, didn't he? Last.
No. But Hunt was supposed to fight in Australia. Verdun fought, and he fought. Oh, what's his name? Russian cat, I think. Russian or Polish? Polish guy.
Hold on, I want to pull up Verdun's.
Blackowish? Was it Blackowish? Did he beat him?
Why is that not even right? This makes no right. I'm going to pull up Stipe's Verdun's thing. So the last person it's saying here was against Travis Brown, but we know that's not true.
Who?
Travis Brown. That was the last one that was coming up. Right, hold on. So his last two fights were fucking hell, Marcin
Tybura,
and Walt Harris. And
yeah, the Marcin Tybura fight
for a month and a week.
Right, so he replaced Hunt against Marcin Tybura because Hunt had yapped his mouth about, oh, I don't remember shit and I can't see anymore and blah blah blah, you know, like a fucking moron. And the UFC is like, oh, excuse, pull him, you know, or be safe, pull him. We don't want that negative publicity or whatever.
2-fight win streak, so give him that fight against fucking Kane, man.
Yeah, why not, dude? Fuck, I think about it. Kane will take it too. He wants that W.
But both of them need that to get a title shot.
100%. 100%. 100%. And I think so I think they do that sooner than later, depending on where Kane is at. And then they give Stipe a nice little layoff if they can't get the DC fight. I don't think a DC fight's happening. I would love to see it because I would actually probably pick DC in that fight. But
yeah,
I think it'd be a good fight though. It'd be a fucking scramble of a fight. But I think DC would edge it out. But you know, that's neither here nor there because it's not even real right now. But I don't think they make that. I don't think they can make that fight. I think DC's way loyal, man. He's gonna be like, nah, Kane's coming back. Fuck that.
I think he thinks to himself, I could not compete with somebody who was quick and strong at 240, and I'd have to weigh near to 240 as I could, but still keep my speed. I don't think he picks that fight.
Who knows, man?
He'd have to do what we were talking about, John Jones and Brock Lesnar. He'd have to be about 225 with DC. Then he'd have a comfortable speed, but he'd still be in the bracket.
100%. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, my last year in the game, let's make some money.
I think that him and Gus is a co-main event for a big July 4th.
I think it's more likely, yeah. DC Gus 2, the main event of I don't know. We gotta assume Connor's not coming back.
By the way, we kind of skipped the thing, but the GOAT thing. Where do you rank him? Does he get into your top 10? Does Stipe?
Oh, Stipe? Oh man, yeah, top 10.
He has to go top 10, not top 5.
For
definitely
sure.
Top 10 though.
I think he's like number 6 or 7.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
6 or 7 for sure. I think we got too many like crazy motherfuckers in top 5 with the lighter weights.
I find it very hard to put anybody in. 5th is probably the nearest I can get for a lot of people to get into that top 5.
Right. That being said, if let's say he fights DC and beats him, and then let's say he fights, he fights Verdun more. That'd be great. But let's say he fights like, yeah. Let's say he fights, Kane or Verdun and beats him. How do you not put him in your top 5?
I suppose it depends on how he does it. I guess. I think it depends on how he does it. If both of them, it's just stick and move.
No. Now imagine if Connor gets in there against. I'm just kidding. That's not happening.
Connor at 2-5, yo.
I want all the belts.
Mark Hunt with Mark Hunt, but ginger.
Oh, dude, that'd be sad.
Oh, that's so wrong.
I would laugh my ass off. Like, oh yes, book that fight. No, I'm just kidding. It's not like he's fighting Nate against Steve. It'd be a good fight.
Well, he's around about the same way.
Apparently.
Yo, did you see the Aaron Pico body shot, by the way?
Bruh, I am so excited about this cat. His cat's real. Okay? Here's why I say why. Because Aaron Pico came in with all the hype. Oh, wrestler, Olympic wrestler, whatever he was, right? He's learning how to throw hands now. He's going to be doing good. Let's put him against the guy that should lose. Oh, shit, he finished him. Fuck. What do we do now? Instead, Aaron Pico didn't panic. He went back to the drawing board, learned some striking, and here comes a wild body shot that he fucking hit perfectly. That was his
2 killer KOs.
Holy shit, fights. Dude! That was it's time. I mean, you could go one or two ways. Give him one more, unranked guy, whatever you want to call it, and then give him a test.
You've got to give him a test now because the
Good
first guy he got beat by. The second guy he hit with a wicked check left hook, if I remember correctly. And then obviously this one he hit with a hook to the body. And fucking this, if you haven't seen this, ladies and gentlemen, the Aaron Pico body shot, legit, he just cracks him so hard in the stomach that he just rips half of his stomach just clean. He just fucking hits it. It sounds like a baseball bat cracking a piece of wood. That's what that fucking body shot sounded like.
It was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty fucking crazy.
But there's that on the Rory McDonald leg.
Oh, dude, that was a hard. I think it was 2-2 going into that 5th round. And then Lima didn't even bother even trying to sweep. I mean, it was. I watched it yesterday and I was bored shitless in that 5th round because because I mean, look, the leg kick was a perfect strategy. By the way, were you puzzled at all about how Rory was checking kicks?
Yeah, it was a little bit weird. It was a little bit weird. But he kicks low though, does Lima? He kicks very low.
Yeah. But he was checking kicks all fucking like he was trying to like find an open spot in his leg that wasn't broken already. That was pretty weird.
He wasn't broken his leg apparently.
No, he just hematoma. It was fucked up.
Yeah, fucking hell! How that thing didn't break?
I don't know, fucking. But he definitely better start drinking some milk. That motherfucker needs it.
Red King motherfuckers.
Yeah, milk king. That's what that's gonna be. Start drinking some calcium, bro. You need that shit. Yeah, but here's the thing. I thought I had a 2-2 going to the 5th round, and then I was bored shitless, and I was like, just end this fight already. Like, end it. Fuck. Because Rory took him down, and Lima was like, okay, cross collar choke. Oh, wait, he's not wearing a gi. Fuck. What do we do? Shit. That being said, Lima's a real motherfucker, dude. I'm excited about it at Lima. Like, ooh. Get that rematch. Get that rematch. Get that rematch. I'm all for the rematch.
The only thing that concerns me is a lot of people now are saying like, oh, Rory's like the best welterweight in the world and stuff like that. And I'm kind of like, not really.
Well, didn't he beat Tyron, right?
Yeah, he beat Tyron Woodley. That's why everybody's saying that now.
That's what they're going on. Yeah, that's what they're going off of.
But it's like Tyron Woodley beat Robbie Lawler, who beat you, and he also beat Wonderboy twice, who beat you. So
yeah,
if we're going by MMA mass, you're losing out, my guy.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I can see the argument. I just don't agree with it. But whatever.
It'd be very interesting to see them compete again, but it's never going to happen.
No, I don't think so. I think Rory's long gone. I think he's long gone. Hey, you know what else? Tyron Woodley might just join him over there. He'd be disrespected by the UFC and all that shit.
Bro, he's working at TMZ and UFC tonight. He ain't moving anywhere.
Yeah, he shouldn't. He shouldn't go anywhere, but he might get crazy. You never know.
Yeah, fuck it. Well, is there anything else you wanted to chat about that's been going on? Because I can't think of anything else.
So, Chael Sonnen and Rampage Jackson. We don't talk about the fight because it was whatever.
Thank Christ.
It went the way I thought it would. Anyway, I thought Rampage would be good early, and then Chael Sonnen would be takedown city after that. Nice little trip takedowns too, by the way. It's great. Get around the body, put the leg in, tripping backwards, over and over again. And there was a one where Rampage took him down. He could have just gone on top, started dropping mad bombs, and Chael wouldn't be able to do shit about it. And he's like, no, get up. I'm sitting there going, what? Nah, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I mean? But right. Oh yeah. So $30,000, something like that. I think it is.
Yeah, it's every takedown that Chael Sonnen was able to complete.
Sonnen said he expects a check, but he's not going to cash it. So that's okay, whatever that means.
I'd frame it and put it around like a necklace and wear it every time I'm in the room.
Now, this is the takeaway I got from this fight, and people are not liking it. Keep in mind, Rampage is not a real heavyweight, but he was that heavyweight. My takeaway from that fight at the end of the night or at the end of the day, when I watched it yesterday, was a bloated middleweight just be a heavyweight in my heavyweight Grand Prix tournament. You know what I'm saying? That's, to me, it's not a great look. It's not a bad look, but it's not a great look either. But then you see the possibility who's fighting next. He's either fighting Fedor or he's fighting Frank Mir, the 8 Frank Mir.
It looks like a Russian doll.
Hey, man, I know you heavyweight, dog, but come on, man. What the fuck? You got to fight in what, April? He fights in April? Something like that?
Can you remember the... No, isn't... Yeah, I think it's right, actually. Yeah, you're right. It's April. But you've heard of obviously the steroid gut, haven't you? You've heard of
right. So yeah, your organs grow and everything. Those don't shrink. The muscles might go away, but the organs stay big, right? So that's the idea. Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
when GSP got accused of it, obviously prior to competing in the UFC, and when he was doing his photo shoots for the UFC, I'm not saying that Frank Mir was on the gear, but Frank Mir, bruh, kangaroo meat, fighting in Bellator against Fedor.
Ah, man.
You make me suspicious, my friend.
It's a dirty game we play, man. It's a dirty game we play.
The only thing that made me feel any more awkward about it all is the simple fact that if it had been held in Japan, that's the only way that I'd have been.
Oh, dude, fucking Frank Mir would look like Brock Lesnar. He'd look at Brock Lesnar if it was being held in Japan. I wish it was being held in Japan. Get the fuck out of here. That'd be great.
The last question, actually, I'm going to ask you before we go. WrestleMania is coming up. Don't leave, guys. Don't leave.
I know what's coming. Go ahead.
His contract ends after this WrestleMania.
Yeah.
End of March, beginning of April.
Yeah.
Does he have one more fight?
Dude. In MMA. One more fight.
Yes.
Suspension ends.
Probably around about the same amount or 6 months after. And he can train.
About 6 months after, yeah. Take 6 months out. Be like, I'm taking a break from wrestling. I'll be back. Maybe not. I might retire. Who knows? He won't retire, by the way. He'll be back in pro wrestling at some point.
He won't. He'll 100% leave. But I bet you.
You think he leaves?
Yeah, because you've got to think that he doesn't like being on the road. That's why he left the WWE.
Yeah, do what fuck.
The Rock does come back for one year.
Well, him too, but the Undertaker was getting millions to appear twice a year.
Yeah, but the reason for that was his Taker was undefeated at WrestleMania. So him coming back once a year made sense. Now that he's not undefeated, it's kind of like,
you can sell anything to wrestling fans, man. So it's kind of weird.
Easy now, rude boy.
Whatever, dude. What was that, Eugene? They were trying to sell us that a retard could wrestle.
Hey, you tried to UFC tried to sell us that CM Punk was going to win a fight.
Oh shit, fair enough.
That's a good point, bro. Like
that's a good point.
Bro, UFC tried to sell us that Paige Van Zandt was going to beat you out with your J check.
That's a good point. That's a good point. What do you think? What
Yo,
how disappointed do you think we would be if every MMA fan that calls himself an MMA fan knows all the guys, knows at least most of the names and everything, took an IQ test? How disappointed do you think we would end up being? I feel like we'd be really bummed out about humanity.
I'm going to say this. What I'd be more concerned about is how racist MMA fans and homophobic they be. If you did a test on like a kind of, a personality kind of IQ test, and you kind of gathered what the social perception of the average fan was by multiple questions dealing with like social issues, I think in the States, you guys would let us down.
Yeah.
You guys in the States would have us all kinds of messed up.
I had to say, I would expect some crazy, like if Misha Tate was all of a sudden black, like you'd get some crazy statements out of people. Damn.
I'm saying if Paige Van was, you know what I mean? A little smoke, little chocolate cutie. I'm just saying.
Oh man, she'd be finer. She got that booty on her at that point. No, I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness, with Brock Lesnar thing, man, I think you could talk him into one more fight. I think you could talk him into it. You could, or him and Jones would be bigger.
Yeah, but
John Jones did call him out. No, it doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah, if Stipe could get that money fight, it'd be nice for Stipe.
I'd be happy for Stipe. Yeah, but I think they prefer Jones to do it.
And just say, don't USADA, step aside. These two.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Hey, Golden Snitch, take this little envelope here and just go away for a while. Just get your boys out of here. But
you're not allowed in Arizona and you're not allowed into Canada.
Yeah, exactly. Here's a question I have for you, because I heard this and I don't even know if it's real or not. Someone kept texting me asking me if it was true. Huh?
Go on.
It's not Connor.
Okay.
It is WWE related though.
Oh, okay.
It might be worse than Connor.
Okay, that's not.
Someone texted me like 3 times asking me if Ronda Rousey was official with the WWE. She's official. So what's the game plan here? What are they doing?
In my opinion, and I've said that I said that months ago she's going to WWE because she's been going down to their performance center to
right
train all that kind of stuff. But she didn't have a pro contract. I bet she appears in this Royal Rumble because they're doing the first ever women's Royal Rumble,
right?
As well as a men's one. So she'll win the women's one. She'll go to WrestleMania and she'll wrestle against Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair's daughter, for the SmackDown Women's title. Asuka will beat Alexa Bliss, which is the Raw Women's Champion. And then fast forward to SummerSlam, like 6 months later, whatever it is. And I'm making the prediction that these two undefeated women, because Asuka's like this behemoth that's been destroying everybody, Ronda Rousey, this new one who we know can kick ass, and they'll fight at SummerSlam. Ronda Rousey will win both titles, and she'll be the undisputed. They'll put all their money gold in her.
Can she wrestle?
She doesn't have to. She just needs to be able to be dominant. Look at Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is a great athlete and a brilliant amateur wrestler and all that. I understand that, but there's like Ronda Rousey is a trained jiu-jitsu competitor. Like she's no joke. She's an Olympian.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like we're not talking. Everybody slays Ronda Rousey, and I think it's so unfair.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like, look, she's got skill. You can't hate on her for having skill. She kind of an asshole? Sure, fine enough, fair enough. But is she skilled? You can't say she's not skilled. But I do know, from the little bit that I know pro wrestling is a different game.
Yeah, of course, but she won't be doing house shows. She'll be doing like once or two shows a month.
Okay. What I don't like is her ability to talk. You have to have charisma.
True, but then if she gets a little mic piece like Paul Heyman, if Paul Heyman was to become her manager, or you put a little mouthpiece with her, have Ronda Rousey not talk. You know what? Sometimes the best people in any form of entertainment
don't talk.
Don't talk. You don't have to say scary shit. You just look
fucking
scary.
What's his name? Undertaker did that a lot.
Yeah.
He'd show up, rest in peace, and this shit right here, and fucking bail out. When I was a little kid, I thought that was the coolest fucking thing ever, by the way.
Kane. We didn't hear Kane talk for like the first year and a half.
I wish we didn't. No, I wish he'd have shut the fuck up forever. I didn't want to ever hear that guy talk.
But that's the thing, though. Ronda Rousey could come through. She could smash somebody in the face, walk out. She don't have to talk. Like, we know she's the baddest chick on the planet,
Who's her friend that's in there that's barely getting any push?
Is it Slaya Blasser or whatever her name is?
I don't know her name. No, she used to fight MMA. She's part of the Four Horse.
That's her name.
What's her name?
Is it Slaya Blasser or something like that?
Shayna?
Is it Shayna?
Fuck, I'm an asshole. That chick's like literally like the women's MMA pioneer, and I can't remember her name.
No, pioneer. I won't go that far. But she was in the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah. Ronda Rousey, horsewomen. Dude, how much money do they gonna pay her?
Millions.
Shayna Baszler.
There you go. I went far off.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, it's almost like you think she looked at Ronda and was like, bitch, can I have his one thing? You had all this shit.
She's a legit wrestling fan. Like, she actually can really wrestle.
They are. But I know she can. I've seen videos of her on YouTube and shit, working and whatnot. So she's getting this barely any push. She's just in there. I think almost just to get Ronda Rousey in the door. But it'd be funny if she looked at Ronda like, bitch, can't I have one thing? Can I have one thing that's mine?
Hey, they might bring her up with her and make it a big thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, these two chicks.
Then you got to bring in the Duke girl. You got to bring in Duke.
Nah, you can just bring two chicks in there. Just two chicks. Any kind of striking-based chicks.
Who knows? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Like, I don't know, but it's gonna get me to watch. Fuck, I don't want to watch. It's gonna get me to fucking watch.
Easily,
it's gonna make me watch.
Million. Easily 2 to 5 million.
And it's gonna be worth it too, man. People are gonna tune in for that shit.
Of course you are, because the thing is, though, is we believe in what we see, and whether it's right or wrong. That's why when Chris Cyborg's tried to get to WWE, and it's like, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to get your foot in the door. So you're at one point, if you make a nice enough impression, they might do a little face-off with Cyborg and Ronda Rousey. It's not happening. The UFC ain't gonna make that fight, and WWE ain't gonna make that fight. You're not getting a sniff. It's just not happening.
Yeah, well, yeah, sucks a cyborg. I just hope she's happy being like a figure in like women's MMA history that was like scary.
Yeah,
That's
she was a
kind of what she's gonna
boogeyman.
get. She's a boogeyman. Yeah, I wish she just got paid better, but that's about it.
Well, that's what it is. What it is. Just want to give a shout out to the sponsors, guys. Receptra, RECP. I can't even speak today. RECEPTRA. Naturals.com if you're in the United States. RECEPTRA. Global.com if you're in Europe. And use the code word the heel hook for 10% off all your CBD needs, whether it be oils, topicals, the body butters, all that good stuff. Heal your body, heal your mind, heal your soul with Receptra CBD. Additional to that, make sure you check out Bane, banestore.com. Use the code with the heel hook for 10% off all your jiu-jitsu and athletic apparel needs, rash guards, spats, hoodies, all that good stuff. You can even get mugs with white belt tears just to make you feel that a little bit better when you're whooping that ass. Again, you can get artwork as well that's all jiu-jitsu inspired. These guys are legit, like, authentic fans of the martial arts. So, you know, you're getting some cool little bit of artwork. They've just dropped a new collection also. So check that out at banestore.com. Use the code with the heel hook for 10% off as well. So, Eddie, where can they find you at, my brother?
Find me on Twitter at Elo31, on Instagram at Keyboard Warriors MMA. Of course, the show is over at keyboardwarriorsmma.com. Wow. And yeah, just come find me. Say what's up.
Additional to that, we're going to do a triggered later on this week. I'm going to discuss it with Eddie, but I'm going to force him to play Fortnite. So we're going to play on the PS4. We're going to be playing on Fortnite. We're going to be dying, and you're going to be able to hear Eddie cry and shout and probably say something.
I don't want to play that bullshit, man.
Yeah, we're going to play some bullshit, and you're going to cry, and I can see you get really angry. It's going to be fun. But yeah, so make sure that you check us out, guys, later in the week for Triggered. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We're on iTunes and on SoundCloud. You can find the episodes on there if you want to have the audio when you're walking, talking, training, whatever you're doing. Additional to that, guys, make sure you follow me on Snapchat. That's just Ash Official. On Twitter and on Instagram, it's Ash Lamprey, which is ASHLEYLAMPREY. And you can also find our Twitter account, The Heel Channel _. So from me and Eddie, man, whether you're a lover, a fighter, or a hater, peace up. Head down, we're out.